everybody, welcome back to the channel and the big unboxing here for the Hannibal set for Epic Hail Caesar. So this is the two-player set where we get basically a full Roman and Carthaginian army all in here, and there is a lot. This is just like with all the other Epic starter sets that Warlord has released now over the last few years. These are massive, they weigh a ton, and there's a ton of stuff in there. So we're going to get this opened up for you guys, and we'll work our way through from the top to the bottom and show you everything that you get. And we did pick up a cool, by pre-ordering a signed copy, so the rulebook is signed by the author, so we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, excited to crack this open for you guys so you can see what you get in here, and then obviously once we're past this, we're going to be working on assembly and painting and everything. So we'll jump in here in just a moment. All right, guys, we are back and we got everything opened up here for you. So first off the bat, these are packed full, these boxes, so you are definitely getting your money's worth. So we're just going to take a quick look at the rule book. We'll work on content for you guys later on as far as covering the rules and how the game works and all that. It's very similar to regular Hail Caesar, of course, just some smaller differences, but really good stuff there. And again, we got our autograph there for Rick Priestley, so super cool, excited about that. But let's jump in. So get this bubble wrap out of the way. There is in here some of the bonus like terrain for pre-ordering, and again, these are like the MDF, like little Roman watchtowers. So neat little bit there. And then we'll kind of pause here and kind of take it this way. So we get a book here for Scipio, and again, a little guide, full color on this, and just covering the basics here, kind of like a quick little summary starter guide type of deal, and covering some of the benefits here. So this is more like a board game version of playing it. So yeah, the Scipio board game. So it's like a fast play, kind of in some cases dumbed down, but just in the sense of like just making it super fast and easy to play this, as opposed to getting into all the details of the full-on Hail Caesar minis rules. So cool there that they included that. Again, a little painting and assembly guide here for the Republican Romans. We just saw that they included a guide in the Elephant expansion set too, but always welcome, although you can probably, if you're experienced, you can probably figure a lot of this out just from, you know, having painted probably a similar army before, or just going online and kind of seeing what colors they're using and so on and so forth. But we have that. Got an assembly guide for the towers. Always welcome. Doesn't seem like too complicated a kit, but definitely welcome. Then moving on, the Carthaginian assembly guide and painting guide. So this is literally the one that was in the Elephant expansion set too. So, but again, covers the elephants, of course, for the Carthaginians, how to slot the guys for their bases, and just a, you know, basically a 4-step process for painting. Then we get these, which are like giant poster maps. You can use them as your, you know, like battle board for the table game, but it's really designed for like that little Scipio board game. So you have like your different squares that you can be in, where like different combats will happen, and then just like a breakdown of stats, morale checks, and rules on the different sides of the map. So really cool stuff there. And again, we get 2 of those, so you can create like a very large table or a smaller one for smaller battles, but that way all this can face each player, basically. So neat stuff there. Then they have this cover here, which I guess, let's just get it facing right side up for us. So they have these in a lot of their bigger games, so, and they're kind of designed to just keep everything nice and neat and getting out of control, and smartly too. Some casualty markers and paper here. You can, of course, buy the resin ones, which do require painting, but this is neat too. It's kind of nice to just trim off the sides, and then here you have like a quick reference sheet, basically. So for ranged and hand-to-hand, so neat stuff there. Love that they're using like all of the packing material essentially for something, as opposed to just having to throw a whole bunch of crap away. So decals aplenty here, so its own little baggie. So now, like I said, there is a ton here. Honestly not sure if that's enough to cover all the minis. There are so many dudes in here and so many shields, but pretty cool stuff. And as you can see, a mountain of sprues awaits us and greets us here. So we'll kind of just dig in. That's our first real look at the infantry so far. So these are some of the, must be Celt allies for the Carthaginians. So on the bright side, if they ever expand the game, hey, they already have Celt warriors. But super cool details here. See if we can get in. Yeah, I mean, they've obviously had years now to practice with the other Epic games, but just, again, fantastic that they're getting all this stuff in this detail this small. Take a look at the back here. Excellent. So we'll keep digging here. What do we got next? More Celt warriors. Just kind of start piling stuff up. And more Celt warriors. Celt warriors. So at least 4 sprues of that. Let's see what else we got. Obviously the middle, I like that they vertically stacked it this time. Some of the other ones, they had that in a different arrangement, and this I think is probably just a better deal. Keeps the sides separate too if they did indeed go faction by faction. Well, let's pick these out because we just did a separate video on them. So 4 sprues of elephants, which gives us, what is that, 2, so 8 bases of elephants, and we picked up 1 expansion box, so we'll have what do we got there? Like 6 total bases of elephant. So good stuff there. Again, we already did a video on that, but again, the detail is just fantastic here. 2 elephants per base, and pretty easy assembly as well. So we'll set that aside. So we got Celts and elephants so far. So moving that along. Let's take a look at the blister here. So generals, got some of that resin stuff there. So should be Scipio and Hannibal. And we did a separate video for each of the resin commander box sets out there too. Worth picking up. Details, of course, super crisp as well. So what else we got here? Make sure we're not missing anything. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, the tan color stuff will be the Carthaginians. So make sure we get that out here for you guys. Let's take a look. Allied troops. So these might be some of the Roman allies. Or maybe more of the Carthaginians. We'll have to check. Cannot remember off the top of my head how they had these divided as far as who has what allies. I know the Romans do come with some of their allies as well, but a lot of stuff going on the sprue here too. So we got our sort of frontline base infantry here, the big sort of row of guys, but then cavalry included, some individual skirmishers and stuff too. We got some archers going. Oops. Let's take a look at these guys. Again, I keep saying it, but detail is just fantastic for what the scale is. So let's start piling some of that stuff. We'll see how much we got here. So let's see, are these all the same? Allied troops, yeah. So we got, what is that, 4? We got 6 of these allied troop sprues here. These are the large sprues for the game. So we'll set that aside. And we'll try and keep this mountain of bases up as long as we can here. Let's pull this bit out here. So, interestingly here, one second. Yeah, it looks like it's the same sprue, just they did some in tan color, so, and it looks like there's some more tan on the other side, so I'm guessing some of that is there to mark it as Carthaginian or Roman, but we get more of this, so it looks like, what we got here, another 6 sprues of allied troops, so we'll throw that there. these sprues out here. So a mountain of sprues for the game. Again, if you watched our video on the Resin Commanders, they did not include any of the Commander style bases in those sets, so hopefully you'll have enough leftovers here to be able to do that. All the noise here, but so a mountain of bases. What do we get? Our ubiquitous inclusion of Warlord dice. Cool. Let's get in here. So here we have actually Carthaginians. So let's do a nice look at these. Oh, I think they even got some details on the shields there. See if we can get that. Yeah, that's awesome. So really well done stuff here. So then let's pull out some of the other tan stuff here that we got going on. And if we look at the Carthaginian stack as well, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the Carthaginians. So then it looks like about 10 of the Roman ones here as well. So let's move that all forward. Oops. Kind of do that. So Republican Romans. Not sure what this is about. Wondering if these are meant to be the frontline guys then, and then just have another thing behind them, or what. But got that Roman cavalry as well. Let's look at the other side here. That might explain the mystery. Okay. So that's a little different than previous sets of the epic scale stuff, where everything is just these strips of infantry, but here they're kind of doing like a hollowed out piece, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll see if that makes it easier or more of a pain in the butt to get stuff assembled and painted. It does look like all the infantry is basically like that, so and then yeah, we'll get 10 sprues of all that, so quite a bit of stuff. Let's kind of compare it to the back of the Carthaginians again. So they're not doing that on these or any of the other figures. So it's literally just the Roman stuff where they're doing this. So just an interesting approach on that. Very, very curious. So we'll have to take a look at that in the assembly guides and everything and see if there's any explanation on that. But nonetheless, as you can see here, just gorgeous, gorgeous detail. Get this out of the way maybe. Zoom in on that. There we go. It's a little bit better. I like that the chainmail actually shows up as like chainmail, not just like a kind of a blob without detail. So that's really cool. And yep, all the infantry is all packed in, so yeah, so lots and lots of stuff obviously in the box. If we kind of just pan over our mountains of sprues here, so this is not something you're just going to sit down and assemble in a few hours. And then there's of course a couple different schools of thought on painting these guys. Some people advocate for painting it all on the sprue and then doing the assembly and putting it on bases. Some people just want to, get it all built and be able to play some games even when it's not painted, and then go back and worry about painting. The issues, of course, on the infantry. How do you get the detail on the back of the first rank and the front of the second rank if you do that? So that's kind of what I think they're kind of doing here with the Romans, as far as just kind of smushing them together. It's the stuff that you probably wouldn't see anyway, with given how tightly they're packed together. So you just paint the parts that you would really kind of readily see. So we'll have to take a look at it, and we'll see how that actually pans out in practice. So definitely stay tuned on that. But yeah, super happy to have this and get this going here. Again, do hope that they expand this to other factions at some point. I would love to see even like Athens versus Sparta for this, or Macedonians versus Persians, just all kinds of different things that should be possible. And the cool thing is they've obviously already made some Gaul or Celtic, Celt warriors as the allies. So they really have like part of another faction already that they could do. So it'll be interesting. But let us know, guys, what you think of the Epic Hannibal box. They've kind of gotten to all of their major games now as far as epic scale, except for bolt action, which I don't think they would have a reason to really shrink that. There's already Flames of War and everything else. So, but for the other periods, we got Black Powder, we got the Civil War, the Napoleonics, Pike and Shot, and now this. So they kind of have completed the whole epic cycle now. Just waiting to see what else they do. But let us know, guys, what you think of the set. How far have you gotten with assembly and painting so far? And any other questions that you guys might have just from the box. We'll have more content for you guys coming soon. We still got a couple of just factions to review for the regular Hail Caesar, but then we're going to get into more content for this version, and hopefully crank away at assembly and painting to then get you guys some actual game footage and stuff like that. So look forward to having more. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll have more Warlord Games content for you soon, more Epic Hail Caesar. If you guys do want to support the channel a little bit, thanks for sticking to the end. If you take a look at the pinned comment, there's a link to Warlord. If you pick anything up via that, it does help support the channel a little bit. So anybody who does that, definitely very much appreciated. But thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll be back with more Epic Hail Caesar as we work our way through this mountain of plastic. Thanks so much for watching.